I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes, here.
Councilman McCarthy?
Here.
Councilman Wareheim?
Here.
Councilman Creighton?
Here.
Councilman Malloy?
Here.
Sitting as a board of order, commissioners.
We have an amendment to Resolution 2012-232, February 23rd, to include the word provisional. Christopher Neustadt was appointed to a permanent position instead of provisional. Should be provisional.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes. We're reconvened as a town board. Mr. Ramheim, would you read on the correspondence, please?
Under correspondence, number 1, parade run walk Suffolk County Girl Scouts. Number 2, parade run walk St. James Chamber of Commerce Halloween Parade. Number 3, special event St. James Chamber of Commerce St. James Day, second reading. Number 4, parade run walk Smithtown Children's Foundation 5K run walk, second reading. Number 5, parade run walk Ronkonkoma Rotary Club annual 4M run, second reading. Number 6, parade run walk Knights of Columbus Memorial Day Parade, second reading. Number 7, parade run walk Nessaquag River State Park Foundation, second reading. Number 8, parade run walk Kings Park Youth Baseball Opening Day Parade, second reading. Number 9, parade run walk Sergeant John W. Cook, VFW Post 395 Memorial Day Parade, first reading. Number 10, parade run walk St. James Smithtown Little League Opening Day Parade, first reading.
Anyone here wish to be heard for or against the granting of those permits? If not, we'll move on. Please continue, Ed.
Advertise for public hearings. Number 1, the town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to be held at the Eugene A. Canataro Senior Center, 420 Middle Country Road, Smithtown, New York, on the 22nd day of March, 2012 at 7 p.m. to consider proposed local law, amending local law 1-2012, amending local law 4-2009 regarding Chapter 9 of the Code of the Town of Smithtown, entitled Appearance Tickets as it relates to authorized public servants.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Mr. McCarthy? Yep. Number 1.
Yeah. Town Board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following bids to be returned to Town Hall, 99 West Main Street.
You have to
We have one
read
more
the second public hearing.
Oh, I thought
Advertising.
I thought you did both. Eddie, you want to finish that?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Number 2, the town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for public hearing to be held at the Eugene A. Canataro Senior Center, 420 Middle Country Road, Smithtown, New York, Thursday, March 22, 2012 at 7 p.m. Consider the enactment of proposed local law 2-2012, repealing section 112.1.2 of the Code of Town of Smithtown entitled Energy Star Program, and adopting a new section 112.1.2 entitled Energy Conservation.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
In the resolutions, the Town Board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following bids to be returned to Town Hall, 99 West Main Street, Smithtown, New York, at 11 a.m. on the dates indicated, 1A through E. Bid A, lawn and garden supplies, March 22nd, 2012. Bid B, field marking paint, March 22nd, 2012. Masonry items, March 22nd, 2012. Portable crosswalk signs, March 22nd, 2012. And arts and crafts supplies, March 22nd, 2012.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Town Board to award the following bids and to authorize the purchase of the associated goods and service as per 2A, B, C, and D. Street lighting material, 3 trucks with dump bodies, road marking materials, and traffic sign and pole sign materials.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Item number 3, the town board to approve the following as per 3A through K, the printed agenda. Highway Department to purchase a four-wheel drive vehicle, adoption of the Senior Citizen Center Code, Planning and Community Development, Corporation of Long Island to apply for an FSS Administrator's funding and to authorize the Planning and Community Development Department, Corporation of Long Island to accept and administer. The town clerk to issue a parade walk permit to Kings Park Youth Baseball, Craig Smith to attend Columbia Society Real Appraisals Seminar. F, town clerk to issue parade walk to Nessaquag River State. Town clerk to issue G, parade run walk permit to Knights of Columbus. Town clerk to issue a parade run walk permit to Children's Foundation. Town clerk to issue a parade run walk permit to Ronkonkoma Rotary Club. Town clerk to issue a special advance permit to St. James Chamber of Commerce, and the town clerk to issue a parade run walk to St. James Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, and also an L, the town clerk to issue a permit parade run walk to the Girl Scouts of America for April 14th.
Supervisor, just one note on 3J, it should read September 30th.
Okay?
So with that said, Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 4, the town board to authorize the acceptance of the following 4A donations.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 5, the town board to authorize the controller to execute the following as per 5A, B, C, and D. Item A and B are transfers, and C and D are increases in accounts.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 6, the town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the following in a form approved by the town attorney as per 6A, B, C, and D. The printed agenda agreement with J&J Auto Auction, J&J Kane Auto Auction, CSC Residential Repair, expanded in-home service for the elderly, and term extension amendment to agreement, American Medical Alert Corporation.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 7, the town board to approve settlement in the following matters by recommendation of the town attorney as per 7A, for the amount of $50,000.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Under personnel, item 8A through E, town board to approve the following personnel matters: a part-time appointment, acceptance of volunteer services, and E, salary change.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Number 9, under traffic, the town board to authorize the following amendments to the Uniform Traffic Code and to authorize the Traffic Safety Department to install and maintain the necessary signs as per 9A Schedule J, parking, standing, and stopping.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town board will be signing site plans for Dunkin' Donuts in Smithtown and Grace Church, and will grant a waiver to the Smithtown Gospel Tabernacle. And is this another corporation, 906 West Jericho Turnpike?
Yes.
Supervisor Tabernacle is, waiver is adjourned.
Adjourned.
Or just
Okay.
the other one.
And that's 906 West Jericho Turnpike, a waiver. Okay,
Two read-ons. We have two read-ons. Part-time appointment of Bettina LaPalme to the position of Assistant Recreation Leader in the School-Age Child Care Department. And part-time appointment of Michael Kavanaugh to the position of Recreation Leader in the School-Age Child Care Department. Both are effective March 7th, 2012.
Councilman Malloy,
Yes.
Councilman Creighton,
Yes.
Councilman Wareham,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
yes. John Abrancic.
Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to address you
Oh,
guys. but-
just,
That's fine.
All right. My concerns is smoking in the animal shelter. In October of 2010, my sister called up George Beatty, spoke to him, brought it to his attention. He said he would take care of it. Was never taken care of. A couple of weeks later, I spoke to Fire Marshal Nick about 4 times. He was reluctant to go over there. I called Mr. Vecchio's office, got a call back with a phone number to call this person. Called back, and it happened to be Fire Marshal Nick again. At that point, he went over there, spoke to George Beatty. George Beatty said he was aware they were smoking. It got cold out, so they came inside. He acknowledged that he knew they were smoking in the building, but he would tell them to go back outside. Maybe for one day. What we got was candles being lit to stop the smell. Didn't want to call Fire Marshal Nick back because he felt I was harassing him. About a month ago, I stopped in there to get something. I'm foster caring for a couple of the animals there, so I had to go in to get something. And I was greeted by cigarette smoke in my face. I had to turn around, go home, take my contact lenses out because my eyes were stinging. Again, merry-go-round starts. Speak to Fire Marshal Nick on Monday. She says he'll get back to me in a day or so. I call back Tuesday, the 14th of February, and he's going on vacation for 2 weeks. So I didn't want to wait 2 weeks for this to be resolved. I came here, left a message downstairs with Donna, I believe her name is, to have one of the 4 councilmen call me back. She asked what it was about, my concern. I explained to her. That was 3 weeks ago today. Never got a phone call back from any of you people. A little upset, frustrated.
Mr. Bransick, all of us together today will stop that smoking immediately tomorrow or this afternoon. It will stop,
Okay, I have another concern.
okay?
On Sundays, animal shelter's closed to the public. I'm sure there's a girl there that takes care of the animals, and they smoke in there on Sundays.
Okay, so we'll alert someone to be up there on a Sunday. We have a roving fire marshal on a Sunday. It'll stop, I guarantee that.
Okay, I hope so. Because it's been going on for a couple of years now, and I didn't want to become public because I go there. I feel I'm not going to be welcome there anymore.
Well, it is against the law to smoke in a public building, so that's wrong, and it will stop,
Okay,
okay? And if you happen to go again, call me directly, okay?
yes.
Thank you. Does your wife want it, Mrs. Urbancic?
No, I think my little daughter wants to speak.
Oh, it's your daughter, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Does she have anything to say something? She goes up there with me every time I go up there.
Okay. Also about it, my dad also went up, called the fire marshal and asked, like, if I would light up a cigarette in the public library, and someone told him to put it out. They'd arrest him, but they wouldn't arrest someone that would work at the Smithtown animal shelter. And she'll light up a cigarette right in front of you. She'll have no problem with that. That's all.
Well, thank you, but you heard what I said to your father.
Okay. The frustration is it's just been going on for
Okay.
2 years. We are.
It will
trying to
end.
since we've been
I
volunteering.
assure you to a man here, it will end, okay?
And Sundays too, like somehow.
Well, we gotta look in-
check because-
I'm going to check that out, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Keller?
I'd like to know if the bids or proposals going out for the town parks for ice cream vendor for peddler's permits?
My understanding, there will be peddler permits going out.
For the town parks, yes. I've been going down to
Okay.
purchasing the last couple of years. Every year they tell me there's another extension. I've heard this for the last 2 years. There's always an extension. I never hear that the town park is the bid available or going out, for next year. I went down again this year, and they say they don't know what's going on yet.
Whom did you go to see? Did you go to
I
speak
talked to the lady in purchasing,
Okay,
and I've left her my name and address.
all right. Who's the purchasing liaison?
I believe I am. I believe
Okay,
this
Mr.
year,
Warehammer.
Mr. Keller, that it may even be on the next agenda. I'm not positive, but I'm told by purchasing they are going to be letting bids for those facilities.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, sir.
You can always feel free to call the council office, and I'll ensure
Okay.
you that they're ready to go.
Lorraine Rossi?
Hi. I've come to appeal to you to preserve the quality of life on my block. I live on Brilna Drive. I'm right behind Insignia. We've been very patient through the whole Boulder Creek thing. We tried to be good neighbors. We're trying to work with everybody. But now they're talking about expanding the parking lot. The noise is unbearable. In the summer, it's only going to get worse. You want to enjoy your backyard in the summer. That's one of the reasons I live in Smithtown. I've been a resident for 38 years. There's a buffer and an easement behind our house for 50 feet, all of the houses. Now, many of my neighbors are not here today because they're working, so they sent the old people. We're retired, so we came today. But I'm throwing myself on your mercy. I want you to help us just preserve a quality of life. We want to be good neighbors, but we don't want the cars parking underneath our windows. There are young children on the block. You hear the gravel. We're afraid of the water problem. We just really need your help. Thank
Mr.
you.
Rubies, is there an application for an expansion?
Yes.
This is the planning director, Mrs. Rossi.
Okay. Mr. Supervisor, members of the board, as a footnote to what was explained, the insignia apparently encroached upon the buffer, was given a notice soon thereafter. They built a parking lot without any permits. They have submitted an application that's going to come before the town board for removal of that buffer. That's a zone change request, and that will be the subject of a public hearing. And I would recommend that the public attend, although they will be notified 2 weeks prior to the public hearing.
What is that public hearing for, waiver of the current site plan?
Waiver of the buffer requirements. You
Waiver of
placed the
okay.
buffer
Yeah, I
when you did
remember.
the zone change, and they are going to ask for you to waive that buffer
Okay.
to place the parking, to allow the parking lot that they built to remain. Off the top of my head, I don't know, but if you call my office, I'll give you my card.
March 22nd.
I'll call you with the exact date.
Frank, I'm told it's March 22,
Okay.
7 p.m.
o'clock.
Did you hear that? Okay.
At the senior center?
Do you
Not
want to be
here.
heard, Mr. Rossi?
Not here,
on
at the
same
senior
matter?
center.
Just a few sentences.
Frank, let her know it's at the senior center, not here.
I've been in contact with several of my neighbors, and they couldn't make it today for obviously what my wife had alluded to. And also this coming Tuesday, I believe, is when the variance comes before the town board. 2 of my neighbors are retired and are either in Florida or South Carolina. So they asked me just to let you know that all 7 of us are concerned about it, even if only 2 or 3 show. May I or can I write a letter, since I'm not going to be there
Okay, let me
either?
direct- First of all, it's not here. This board won't make the judgment on a variance.
Okay.
The Board of Zoning and Appeals. When do they meet, Frank?
Well, it's not the variance that he's speaking about, it's actually going into the buffer. They have a variance application which was already heard, that was already passed, but that has nothing to do with the
Okay,
buffer.
so-
I believe
okay.
he's speaking about varying the buffer requirement.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I believe, unless I'm wrong, there are 2 issues here. Issue number 1 is you're granting them the right to use the area as a parking lot now in the part that they own. And the second thing about the buffer is not what I'm talking about. I mean, this Tuesday, there's a variance meeting for them,
Okay, short answer is I don't know. I'll have to check that out for you.
and they're requesting to allow to use that area as a parking lot. And my,
The answer, I'm sorry, I do understand. That matter is going to be adjourned. They're going to hear this, but they cannot, the Board of Appeals cannot act on that particular issue because the town board must first act. In other words, what they are building, they needed variances on to begin with to where they're placing it. But the first issue is that of a zone change matter that they have before the board. They file both applications simultaneously. It is automatically scheduled before the Board of Appeals in a sequential format, so that's why it's scheduled for Tuesday. But the town board is the one that's going to hear the matter first.
The BZA will adjourn the hearing,
That's correct.
and then it'll be the 22nd for public hearing for us.
That's correct. And they will not act until you act.
Okay, so then there's no...
Nothing is gonna
need
happen
for
this
you to go on
Tuesday.
Tuesday, correct.
so then the next time is that Thursday.
But we
Yes.
suggest you attend that meeting the 22nd.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Is there another one, Bob?
That's all I have.
Okay, that concludes the meeting. I move to end the meeting.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes,
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
these have to be signed.